Hello, welcome to the Spark Your Divine Feminine Power Through Pleasure Summit, where we aim to juice up your life force energy with practices and teachings from powerful guides. This creational energy powers the world, and we want you to find its power within and use it to elevate your everyday experience of life to new heights and new purpose. And I'm here with Claire Stone. She is from Myerside in the UK. She was born with the ability to see and hear angels and spirit. Claire started her career as a psychic reader at the age of 14. Her thirst for spiritual knowledge led to her study of innumerable, her study of the innumerable philosophies, religions, and therapies. With over 15 years of experience hosting workshops and retreats, Claire founded Angel Mystery School. She has an online angel membership and an angel communication training course. And she is a Hay House author. And her new book is entitled The Female Archangels, Reclaim Your Power with the Lost Teachings of the Divine Feminine. Yeah, so welcome, Claire. Definitely show us your book and talk about it.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me on here. It's exciting.
Good. What inspired you to write this book? I'm sure the angels guided you to write this book.
Yeah, well, I've always wanted to write a book, to be honest. And then I had this epiphany, it's quite laughable really, a few years back. And I just had this sudden realisation that if I don't write this book now, I never will. I've been saying for, about 15 years, I'm going to write a book, and then I'd start it and never finish it. And then this realization dawned upon me. So I just started to write, and I'm very much interested into the divine feminine, red tent, healing the womb, all that kind of stuff. So when the female archangels, when I started working with them, it just seemed perfect to write about them and their teachings, what they're bringing forth right now.
How'd you get introduced to them? Did they just start showing up in your guidance?
Well, in the book, there's 11 archaea. So archaea is the female term for archangel. But there's more than that. I've wrote about 11, but I've met each of them all in totally different ways. So start off in the chapter 2 is Archangel Ariel. She's lioness of the goddess. Loads of people have heard of her. But I actually met her when I was 14 and I had chronic anxiety and agoraphobia. I couldn't leave the house. And I started working with this angel. She'd visit me. I would pray and she came and answered my call, and she started to desensitize me. She gave me little tasks to go and jump on the bus and do this, do that. So that's how I got working really heavily with the feminine archangels.
That's really beautiful. Wow. So if she's the kind of lioness of courage, she has to do with fear, having to, help us with fear. Is that right?
Yeah. She's linked to the root chakra. So yeah, she helps you to step into your power, look at all your shadow work, fears surrounding money, relationships, losses, looking at all that stuff. And then to me, if you build that solid, if you have a solid platform, a foundation, you can then ascend up on your spiritual journey once you've cleared out all the lower stuff, the fear stuff first.
Yeah, that's part of the hard work. I find a lot of people, are way up here and they're not down here.
Yeah, and it's really difficult. I find people, they know all this spiritual stuff, and then they find it difficult to maintain relationships and manifest enough money, and it's all that lower chakra work because that's been avoided. And I write about that in the book because I've been there myself. It's so exciting to learn about the third eye and practice all the psychic stuff. It's well more exciting than looking at your shadow, isn't it? I mean, let's be honest. But it's important, we can't skip it. There's no shortcuts on the spiritual path. So it's vital that we do visit this kind of work as well.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And I love that you're book is highlighting who can help us with that, because often it can be so overwhelming, right, to look at the shadow or whatever. And so to have that angelic presence to help us with that just feels like, oh, I can do it.
Yeah, of course.
That's beautiful. Are there other ones? If we go up the chakra, who's for second?
So the second chakra is Lady Hope. She is the twin ray of Archangel Gabriel. And I always say Gabriel is one of the most feminine archangels anyway. Angel of the womb, the messenger angel. And as well, I just want to point out that I do know that angels are androgynous. And what I'm talking about when I say the female archangels, it's the angels of the divine feminine, the angels of the goddess. So I'm not saying that it's gender, because angels are genderless. But yeah, so the sacral chakra is Lady Hope. And she can help us to enter the womb space, enter the great void of the cosmos, to manifest your dreams, plant seeds, your proverbial baby.
We're her proverbial baby.
Yeah.
And how did you meet her, work with her?
I actually met Hope in a dream. So they're all totally different how I've met these angels. And I was praying. I'm always mithering my spirit guides and angels. They must be sick to death of me, because I'm always like, what does it mean? Always dead excited about everything. So I asked for some information, and she brought it through in a dream. That was how I was first introduced to her. So that's how I met the next angel, which is Lady Aurora. Her name means dawn of the goddess. And hope means wish of the goddess, because it's all about manifestation. And then Aurora, she's the dawn of the goddess, and she's the solar plexus. And she helps you. So we know the solar plexus, again, that's about fear. And because that is your empathic center that feels and interprets energies all around you. And with the collective, it's the solar plexus that feels that. So she helped me when I was a therapist, and I kept having a banging headache when I was working in a particular clinic one day a week. I'd come home feeling drained. I didn't know who she was, but I knew her twin ray is Archangel Uriel, and he's one of my favorite angels, the fire of God. But I'm a Sagittarius, so I love all the fire and elemental stuff anyway. But yeah, I met Aurora in a dream as well, and it was really fascinating because she actually showed me one of my energy bodies, and it had a massive hole in it. So a big hole in part of my aura, and it was coming in through the solar plexus. And other people's stuff, when I was doing the Reiki healings on them and the massages, I was collecting it but not releasing it. I didn't know how to free myself of these energies I was picking up. So she showed me about that. But yeah, I met her in a dream as well.
Yeah, that's so beautiful. I love how she showed you that, because I just find that so many people are, and myself included, I'm sure, we think it's one way, we're not picking up things or whatever, but I can guarantee you we are almost always. And so just like our house is dirty, we need to clean all this subtle body as well. So
absolutely.
That's beautiful. Is she, you said she's the dawn of the goddess, so kind of like, when would you call on her? Or when would we?
I think she's an amazing angel to call upon when you're having a really difficult time in life. So breakups, deaths, depression. She is the light at the end of the tunnel, and she gives you that inspiration, that breath of fresh air, that extra push to come on, you can do this. She's, after the dark night, she's the first rising sun. That's how she manifests for me. So that's when I will call upon her when going through a period of struggle, because we all go there. That's part of our cycle, isn't it? We've got to visit endings for new beginnings to be birthed. We're constantly in this learning circle cycle.
Yeah, that's really beautiful.
We can find it difficult to let go. We get attached to people, to things, our identities. It's the way we're wired. So she can really help us when we're losing hope.
Yeah. And maybe bless the new day. Just help us accept, what's there at the new day, the dawn.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Then we work our way up to the heart. Who's at the heart?
So at the heart center is Lady Charity. So you can either call a lady or Archaea, or even Archangels, they don't mind. And Charity means generosity of the goddess. Her masculine counterpart is Shamuel. Loads of people already know who Shamuel is. And they can help you to manifest loving relationships, friendships, to open your heart to receiving, because as women, we're programmed to give, mothering everybody all the time. And Charity helps you to be generous with yourself. So if you get hung up on airbrushed Instagram stuff, all this like fake stuff, they can help you see the truth and your own beauty, to appreciate and love yourself first and foremost.
Yeah. You must have some tips for women about that.
For self-love.
Yeah. In the heart, maybe to ourselves.
Yeah, well, I really struggled with that myself, because I've got 2 daughters, and, in the past when money's been tight and things like that, I've always put them first and put myself last. So when I didn't have a lot of money, they would always have everything, but I would never dream of having a nice massage or treating myself to anything. It's like, oh no, as long as the kids are okay. And then, I soon realised that I needed to love myself more. So I started to treat myself to little things. I always treat myself now, because, you can only give as much as you receive, can't you? If you can't give to yourself, then you're limiting what you can give to others. You've got to fill your own cup. So, I think it's a case of knowing your worth and just going for it. And little things like, you could look into the mirror, and instead of going into, oh, look at your hair today, look for something nice. Give yourself a compliment. You've got to fill yourself up. And I realised as well, by healing that within me, like my daughters are learning that as well. So if they see me loving myself, then they're going to love themselves and treat themselves and eat healthy food and all that. So it's a good practice, even if you blag yourself at first, that you're doing it for them. Yeah, because you want them to lead, follow your example.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I mean, that was, I think, one of the motivations for me for this summit, was that I really want people to manifest from their fullness and not from their place of their shadow or their emptiness, or that place that is kind of like a black hole pulling things in, versus like, oh, let's learn how to put attention on and fill that place. Sounds like go ahead.
It's a collective wound, isn't it? It's a psychic scar for all women. I believe, because we're just conditioned, like I said before, to be constantly mother into giving. But what would happen if we received? What would happen to the planet if us women started to receive? Because that's what we are. We're the receptive. It's in our nature, and that's when we truly come into our power. So it's really important. Treat yourself, everyone. Look after yourselves. This is our temple.
Yeah, definitely. And receive, when you said that, I felt like receive, the universe as well, and that divine force, of the divine feminine.
Yeah. To accept that we are part of the entire web. Sometimes I perceive the creator as our body, and we are the cells in the body. We're not separate, you know, we are this one, we are one. So we're treating ourselves, we're honouring everybody else. We're honouring the divine.
Yeah, I love that metaphor. I use that metaphor too, as one body.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I like it.
It's beautiful. And I just imagine if we go with that visualization for everyone, maybe who's watching, you can try this on for the moment, like that we're all part of this interconnected one cell, you know, or one organism with many cells. And just think about what you're giving yourself right now, what you're receiving, you know. And if you're like, oh, that doesn't feel so good, then of course everyone, this whole body's not going to feel good. So what can we give to ourselves to really manifest that joy and pleasure? And, you know, or, you know, and that can be a large goal, but we can start with a little thing. What can we, you know, maybe open to receiving as the body to feel like we are that one organism?
Yeah.
What would you say? How would you say that? Open to receiving. How could we open to receiving more? Open
to receiving. Well, first of all, I'd have an intention. I'd know what it is that I want to receive. And a lot of the time it's just peace, or, you know, knowing that I am connected to something, to a higher, there is a higher being within that flows through me. So therefore there isn't actually anything that I need to manifest. So in this book I teach, you know, how to rewrite your past and how to get rid of karmic vows and all kinds of stuff. But if you can just actually be present in the now and connect to everything, then none of that is even relevant. It's not, is it? It couldn't possibly be relevant. You don't, because it doesn't exist. Because the only thing that exists is right now. So I would say, if there's something that you're lacking, something that you want to manifest, then be open to receiving that. And so it could be love, a partner, abundance, prosperity, health. It could be absolutely anything. But you know, you've got to go within and find out, what have you been thinking about? What programs are going on in the subconscious that are playing out this reality? And that's getting your hands dirty. It's all your root chakra stuff again. And getting it done. But if you could just surrender to the moment, I think the breath is absolutely perfect. And, you know, realizing that it's going within. Because when I was a teenager and I used to be practicing meditations, I used to always go out, because I'm really good at astral projection, all that kind of stuff. I've just naturally done that as a kid. But to go in seems harder, because it's unnatural, in the respect that everything we've been taught is to go against going within. It's always to go without, to seek guidance from somebody else, to be linear, to be masculine. So it's not second nature, even though it is natural to go within. So I would say that, be open to receiving yourself, to open up to what magnificence is within you, by giving yourself the time to do it. Sit in the moment and just do it and experience it. And just keep building and building and building until you've got this amazing relationship, this connection with your higher self.
Yeah. That was very beautiful. Thank you. I'm interested in the womb part too. You had talked about, in the book you had written about, I'm imagining like the connection to the cosmic womb, let's say, helps us feel that connection as women, since we have physical wombs, even though anyone can be connected to the cosmic womb, and all are.
Yeah. Well, in the book, there's two angels that you can connect with for the angel. Well, there's actually three. There's Lady Hope, the wish of the goddess, and she's good for connecting when you want to use the womb to manifest, because we use the womb space for manifesting, for creating. It's all our juicy, sacrally energies. But I also use it to enter the shadow womb with an angel called Haniel. And Haniel, her name translates to grace of the goddess. And she's the angel of the moon. So the dark feminine, the wisdom, the sleeping feminine. So I do a lot of womb clearing with clients. And we visit the womb space and we see what energy's hankering on in there. So it could be from past sexual partners, just anything that we've suppressed. It could be from this life, it could be ancestral. It can be very, very deep, ingrained. But it seems to me that the witch wound, or whatever you want to call it, the suppression of the feminine, it's in our wombs because there's so much shame being placed over us, that like it's about lifting the veil and actually going in there and clearing all that stuff. So yeah, I've got a chapter in this book, and there's an exercise where you can recapitulate your energies. You can take back energies that when you give your power away to partners. And then there's the flip side of it when you can use it for manifesting. And a really simple way of connecting to the womb space is with the Yoni Mudra, which I'm sure that whoever is watching this knows what the Yoni Mudra is, with all the amazing speakers you have got lined up. But that's just a diagram. I don't know if you can you see that?
Yeah.
In my book. So I put the pose in there, and there's loads of exercises to, it's really powerful stuff.
Can you do it with your hand? Show it with your hands instead of...
Yeah.
Is it on? Yeah.
So these fingers are just kind of touching like that, and then I just let them totally rest over the womb space. Just rest there. You can feel that connection straight away, can't you? The energy just pulsing through the fingers.
Yeah, I feel a lot of peace as well when I do it.
Yeah, it does. It brings, I think that connects you to the womb of the mother goddess. It's just such a soothing pose. I always incorporate that into any womb work.
Do you write about that, the womb of the goddess, in your book at all?
Well, there's the angel of the womb. I've wrote, there is a chapter on that, tune into your womb. That is in the book. Yeah, and there's exercise to enter the cosmic void through the womb. That's in there as well. And we actually travel with a raven, which is one of my power animals, and I'm smiling because it was sending me loads of synchronicities yesterday. So I was working with the raven when I was doing healing, and it would show me how the client had manifest their physical symptoms. So if someone was on the bed and they've got earache, I've got earache. And then I say to them, have you got earache? And they'd say, yeah. And then mine would go. As soon as I voiced it, it would go. But then this raven came to me, and it showed me what was, how they were manifesting these symptoms, which is really useful, because once you know how you've manifested something, then you can heal it, can't you? And I used this raven to help me manifest this book deal, which was I got this book deal in November 2018. It takes a long time to get to a physical book, and I kind of stopped working with this raven, and then it came back yesterday. It was so funny. But I did a journey, and it's in this book, to plant seeds of intentions into the cosmic womb, travel into the void with my raven friend.
That's so cool. And actually, that's so funny, because last night I had a dream with the bird. It wasn't a raven that I remember, but it was definitely a bird. And I was holding out my arm for the bird to come, and it was nuzzling me and stuff. And I was like, wow, this is so weird. Birds never do this.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. So yeah, bird energy. I love it. right?
Yeah.
And messengers for the divine a lot of times.
Yeah, and ravens, they've got stigma to be evil birds, but that's because they're associated to magic and psychic insight and wisdom. So that's why they've been deemed like devil birds or whatever. But I absolutely love them birds, absolutely love them. I've got loads of stories, but I better not get into them. I'm Sagittarius, I'll be taking us on a big wild journey. Talking about the female archangels, not ravens and totems.
That's okay. They're all one, right? We're all one cell of the divine, so it's all all together. And I just hope people that are watching can, feel inspired by these stories as well, and that they have access to, to pay attention to what comes to them in dreams or whatever, and to ask how that's serving them on a larger level, how that connection is taking place. Because like this book shows, there's so much out there that's helping us all the time that we don't realize, that we don't ask for support from.
Yeah, it's all about noticing it. It is always, there's always messages constantly for everyone, and it is a case of noticing it. Because I'm such an inquisitive person, like I said before, I'm always asking why. I wanted to know the meaning of life when I was 12, you know what I mean? I was brought up a Christian, and I just could not believe that was the truth. I mean, I love Jesus. But where's Mary Magdalene's gospel?
Exactly.
But I just couldn't believe that the way I was taught that was the absolute truth. So I was always like, God, come on, what's the point in life? I really, really wanted to know it. And I think that's why I don't notice things, because I want to know so much. I want to know everything. It just fascinates me. The whole, everything about life is so fascinating.
Yeah, I love that. That's a beautiful question. And I find it is often one of the most important spiritual questions, because it helps us unravel everything else.
Yeah. And I suppose that's leading nicely into the angel of the throat chakra, who is Archaea Faith. And her name means trust in the goddess. And that means trust yourself, trust your voice, speak your words. She's the feminine aspect of Archangel Michael. But where in the past I would invoke Archangel Michael to shield me and do this for me, she's like, do it yourself. You can do this, like really stepping into your power. And she holds the sword of truth. Her energy is so similar to Pallas Athena. She's like the goddess that I absolutely love. Well, the goddess archetype. Really kick-ass, warrioress. Just like, get it out there, speak your truth. And once you're speaking your truth and you're being honest with yourself and honest with others, then your destiny, your higher destiny, it just unfolds like magic. You don't even have to do anything apart from honouring what you know you should be doing next. If you trust in your gut and doing what you know is right, then you're living your destiny, you're living your truth. And it feels awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome. And that goes to the 6th, I suppose, as well.
Yeah, Holy Amethyst. She is the angel of the third eye, and she helps to allow you to see and hear things as they truly are. So to see things in the truth, because our physical eyes are deceptive. We might put a load of food on a plate and think we can eat it, and we can't. We read a text message and we take it in a way that it's not really been offered. So the external, I call them the external senses, you can't really trust them. Sure, if there's a car going down the street and you can see it, of course.
Yeah.
But in the inner world, you've got to trust the inner eyes and the inner ears. And because not all of us are accustomed and taught to do that. it can be difficult to trust.
Yeah.
And she helps you. She can remove the veil. Most people have got blocked third eye chakra because, you know, we're brought up taught that everybody knows better than us in that paradigm. But she dissolves that, and she helps you to awaken your psychic gifts and to trust in them as well. She also helps you to perceive things as if it's already done. So how you would like your life to be, she can help you visualize it like that now. So again, that's good for manifesting. She's not a manifesting angel, but she is like really pure. Her name actually means wholeness. So if you can see your life is already whole, then again, that's what you drawing into your reality, because we're constantly seeding our reality.
Yeah, I love that. I draw on that a lot as well, like to come from wholeness first and then put your attention on what you would like to receive from your own wholeness.
Yeah.
Right. Because then from our wholeness, we can manifest anything, because we already have it within us, and we're already saying, I acknowledge that. And then once you acknowledge that, you can be that, and then that thing can come to you. Yeah.
But the irony is,
yeah,
that when you get to that point, sometimes you don't even want it anymore.
yeah, I've had that issue a lot.
You think it's going to fulfill you, and then you realise, actually, no, I'm fulfilled by doing my practice, going within, trusting in myself, following what my soul wants to do. And then you start manifesting the other things that don't actually do that. But it's nice to have them as well anyway.
Yeah. Shh, you're giving away the secret of all spiritual business owners that they don't want you to know.
It's all in there.
Yeah. You already wrote the book, yeah.
Yeah. Be your own guru, that's one of me little taglines. It's the age of Aquarius, it's the return to balance, the return of the feminine, and this is all about self-empowerment, the following the guru. It's gone, it's done. Just supporting each other now, and, you know, following our own guidance, looking after one another.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and instead of just a few cells, like kind of awake, drawing many cells to them, being like, join my awake cluster. Instead, all those little cells have to wake up and then be like a beautiful, huge light, you know, Indra's net, light net.
I can't believe you use that analogy as well about the body. I'm loving that, because I've never known anyone else to use that.
Totally. Well, one of the texts that I studied, because I was a yogi, and, well, I'm still a yogi, but was the Bhagavad Gita. And actually in a chapter in that book, which is a really sacred book, you know, the divine comes forth as this crazy like fire monster, and like Krishna is like, you know, the divine shows its true face, and Krishna is like, oh my gosh, you have arms and legs everywhere and mouths and everything. And so for me, I just interpret it as that, what we're saying, you know, that we're all part of this one body.
Yeah.
But the cells is a great way, because, you know, you think like cells are communicating to each other like all the time. You know, how are we communicating? We're always connected, you know, part of this one whole. I love it.
Yeah.
And then the seventh obviously knows that. So
the seventh chakra is Archea Christine, and her name is Follower of Christ. Just in case people don't know, Christ is a title, not a name. So it's all about receiving that Christed consciousness, so the Buddha mind, the Christ mind, however you label it, it's the same thing. And it's how I write about it in the book. So when we get to the third eye, it's transcending illusions of separation, the jewel of the two snakes, the Kundalini snakes. And then if we can transcend that, we then connect to the great mind of the cosmos, of God, whatever label you have for it. And Lady Christine, she can help you to do that. So she's the feminine, she's the Christed feminine. And I feel this is just absolutely massive right now, because how many people are just so loving Mary Magdalene? She is the feminine Christ. And there's so much, like, I've got a girl crush on her. Like, everyone just loves Mary Magdalene. Feels like she is the missing piece of the puzzle, like, to where we are right now. Well, she was for me anyway. So yeah, Christine, she is the Christ mind, the Buddha mind, the enlightened mind. So they're the angels of wisdom. And her twin ray is Archangel Jophiel, which means beauty of God. So seeing the beauty in all things.
Yeah, when you're connected to that wisdom mind, there's definitely massive amounts of beauty in all things.
Yeah, in the moment. It's all in the moment.
Yeah, so beautiful. Is there anything else you'd like to say along the theme of this talk, or whatever the angel?
Do you know what I just keep doing with my book? I just keep opening it on a random page and see what comes out. So what I've opened it is Lunar Tips.
Yeah.
Lunatics. It's Archangel Haniel, who we were talking about before, the angel of the womb, the angel of the moon. And in here, this bit now that I've opened it on is about aligning your menstrual cycle with the moon. That's what I've just opened it on. So maybe that's a little tip for us, to whoever's watching, to look into that. Maybe that's the next direction, if you're not already, to understand that as feminine, we are always we're in a shorter cycle than masculine. So we'll have a monthly cycle, and as does the moon. So trusting that if we're having a bad day, then it's okay. And then there's optimal times when we've got loads of energy to get stuff done. Like, I give myself permission now during my moon time to have a day in bed reading magazines if I want to, and watching telly. It's okay to do that. I used to put so much pressure on myself to achieve and attain and create, but now, have you received the rite of the womb?
No, I don't think so.
Oh. No. Well, another thing as well is just honouring your moon blood as well, and using that as a time to release anything from the month that you don't want to take into your next cycle. And it doesn't matter if you don't bleed as well. You can use the moon to cycle with, and some people will offer some red wine to the earth at the time of the dark moon, and use that as their cycle for going within, for getting creative, for doing all our journaling, our shadow work, and all that. So that was what I opened it on, the Lunar Tips. And it says, in the next full moon, take a yoga mat outside, lie down facing the moon, and visualize the silver light filling your third eye from head to toe. So this is on about, we charge our crystals under the full moon. Charge yourself under the full moon. That's awesome. Bring it in through the third eye.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I love that. Silver light.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much, Claire. It's been so wonderful. And thank you all the Archaea for being here. I love hearing their names as well, and Archangels, and all of our support and guidance. I just want to thank, all my guides and all the support, and just hopefully that will inspire you, even if you have, whoever's watching, even if you have no idea about that, maybe you do, just to say thank you,
Yeah, because whoever's watched this to the end, their guardian angels, their guides, they push this in the direction so that they've seen it. They're always orchestrating behind the scenes, setting everything up. They made You Find Me, and everything. They're working hard for us, so it is important to thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.